Hi everyone, welcome back to David at Go To Hobbies. Now, we're going to do another bit of gaming. So, we're in Sins of the Solar Empire, and I just want to have a little chat with you about how you set up a new game and the best way to do it. I always play single player. I've clocked up 480 hours on here, and it is one of my favourite games. Right, we're going to choose a medium sized map and we'll use this one for another example like we did last time. This one here changes your map, so you've got to start off small, medium and large, choose your options. So I have pirates inactive, large fleet, unlocked teams, no rampant militants, no minor factions, super weapons are on, AI surrender, normal start, no random events, victorious victory speed. As you can see, it's all set to normal. Right, I accept that. And then we go to victory conditions. Diplomatic is off, flagship is on, capital ship victory is on, research is off, occupation victory is off, allied victory off. That's what I have set mine up. And then we go to play. This is very much similar to what I had the other day, but on the other game I was showing you on another video that I hadn't set my colours because I was just still setting it up and I'm new to this, um, using OBS and actually doing this gaming online. So this is completely all new to me, so you have to bear with us. But I can tell you about the game because I know the game inside and out. So for your components opponents, I choose them, and then I'll go back to the next one and I'll choose them. And then it doesn't matter what you choose, as long as you choose some opponents, you can either one or more. So we'll choose that. Right, they're all set on easy. And this here is team one, that's me. Team two is that's their own faction, team three their own faction, team four. You can have these all team two, so all linked together, trying to beat me at the same time. But just for this game, we'll leave it at that. Game options is where we was before. This is where we was before, so we just click start now, and it'll start loading. I do like the graphics in this game. It is getting a bit old now, but it is still a very played game. As I say, I've done 480 hours on here. Right, what we should do first, we need to build up our resources. And when I say resources, this is civilian, and you need to start metal mining. So, how do we do that? Right, allow me to show you. Click on your planet and click on logistics. That allow you to build more slots, and then we go back and then we click on logistic structures, and you want to build your metal extractors and then your crystals. In the start of the game, everything is going to take a long time to build up, but you've got to do this in a certain way so later in the game you actually have more money, and as you getting into the game things become easier, but you've got to do your fundamental bits first, and that is increase your income to start with, and as you conquer more planets I'll show you what to do. So the next thing we need to build is a capital factory, so we've done that. Right, because this, as we set it up, we've got a capital ship. It's a Koya. Right, drag a screen round, drag a what's name out, or just left click on it, and we want to send it to a planet. So how you do that is you clicked on it, with your left mouse button, you right click on there and it'll send it to there. Now back to the planet, because these here, this is your capital ship factory, this is your frigates, and this is your cruisers. So the cruisers are built at the capital ship factory, the frigates are built in the lighter factory. So that's how that's worked out. So normally I build one of these in the early games. I've built quite a few of these in the early games, and then I progress onto these. Depends on how the game's going, of course. So for you, my best suggestion is to follow what I do. And then I build this as a colonising ship. Right, we haven't built really any research stations, but that little like pinky violet or whatever colour we use it on your monitor, we call it pink. It's crystals, so you're lacking in crystals. So these are your crystals. This goes up. This is what you're generating. This is what you actually have. You don't need somewhere to store it. It's automatically, you just accumulate it. Because you've got more metal, what we can do, we can actually buy crystals. So you go to your black market, and you come down here, and you click on buy. If you hear some noise in the background, unfortunately I've got doggies and they've just been fed, so they might be a little bit boisterous, so my apologies about that. So right, we've bought 100 of those, we'll buy another 100. That'll give us a chance to invest in always build civilian research stations. That will allow you to build still. This here is civilian infrastructure. You want to build this up as soon as you can, and it just takes a bit of time. If you notice, we're at 500. The more you build up your mining resources, the quicker this will go up, the metal, and the quicker the crystals will go up. So allowing you to progress in the game quicker. Right. There is someone with my other doggies downstairs, just to let you know, so they're not on their own. So, right. Really and truly, it's a bit of a waiting game, so we've got enough resources. So it's 400 to do that, and we're at, well, it's going up nicely. You can increase the speed of the game. I'll show you can do that. Just by clicking on here, increases the speed or decreases the speed, and this you can rename your planets and so on and so forth. I've never done it actually, and yeah, so, and this here is your planet's health. Planet allegiance means to say whose sides they're on. Obviously mine is mine, and this one is planet exploration, which is 100%. Right, where was we? Right, so ideally we want to build another research station. That's another 750. We're already out here, 680. We're nearly there, so we'll wait here and we'll actually click on that once it becomes available. There we go. That didn't take too long. So going back to your research, oh, let's have a quick look, see how that battleships. So it's done it. So because I built a colonisation ship earlier, where you can right click on there and it'll send it, and that'll colonise us. And if you look on this little highlighted box, it tells you we've got 2 asteroids with metal and 1 asteroid with crystal. So that will increase our income as well. And this little item here is an opponent which has come to basically explore your colony. All opponents in this game at the moment are enemies, so yeah. And this here, I just checked if it was at the slowest speed. It is. So I'm just going to have a little bit of a wait to build up resources. and allow me a mouthful of cup of tea. Right, as I say, this over here is the metal which you accumulate. This is your refined um, metal, and this is your ore. So metal, which is how much your what's names are producing, your planets. If you notice where it says credit summary, now because I've just got this planet here, if you look, it says tax income rate 1.6. So how do we actually put that into a green? Allow me to show you. Click on there and you click on this civilian infrastructure under develop. If you look at the white writing on there, you'll see at the bottom of the writing it says under development tax rate. So because we haven't developed the planet, it's penalising us. So once that's built, once we ideally want to do it again, but we're waiting for some more crystal, which is just about to come up, and we'll do that again. That will increase the speed at which everything is done. That will allow us to do more mining, build more mines, and everything else that I was saying. And we'll want to get another one of these, so wait for 250. As I say, at the beginning of this game, it's always very slow, and you've got to follow the tactics, and that is build up your resources first. Early in the game, you don't really get attacked. So this is the ideal time to start colonizing, building up resources, and start, really preparing for battles in the future. So that's that done. So if we go back up here and we click on military, when we can, we need to develop our military resources as well. So, but in the meantime, it's a slow progress of just getting the research done. Where ideally we need to buy a research station for our military, and that is 750 and 80, and we're nearly at the 80 crystals, but we've still got a little way to go with metal, which won't take us very long. That will allow us to upgrade our military ships. Because we've got two like battleships there, we really need to beef them up a bit. Right, what happens is when you get a ship built, it will come up here on the left hand side. If you left click on it, in this box here, ability management, click on that, and when you get a ship, you naturally get given some abilities. Choose them wisely. This is Mars Dreadnought. What I tend to use first of all is either this one, Radiation Bomb, or this one. I tend to go for this one normally, and then I'll update it on that one next time. And as this gains experience, this Dreadnought, right? If you look across on the right hand side where the highlighted box comes up, if you look down, you'll see armor's 4, shield migration is 15%, experience points is 12. So the 12 in yellow, stroke white 200. The 200 is where you gain another experience. In other words, you can choose another attribute to that ship's abilities, which I just showed you a minute ago. Right. See, we've got a little enemy here. This ship's going to. Ships tend to attack things automatically. You can direct them to fire on certain ships, so which is good. But Caesar's is going to kick this one's ass, which is just did. He's gone. He's no longer there. Right, the flagship's still there. We're going to send that flagship over here because basically we need to start exploring and building up our income. Right, close that, back to our home world, and we need to build, oops, I clicked on that by mistake, and that's why that grayed out. We need to build a military one. How do we increase our logistics slots? Allow me to show you. Click on there, and if we had any more logistics slots that are available, we'll click there. But this is military. We don't want to click those until we need them, and I'll show you why. Right, now we've got our military slots open, and defence is one thing I suggest you buy early in the game is hangar defence. So right, click on there with your left mouse button. Don't worry about these gas capacitors at the moment. This is what you want to go for. Right, back to military. Ideally, you want to go for hull reinforcement. That's the number one priority. Then you go for weapons. And then you build up your hull. Because first of all, those projectiles, lasers or whatever have got to go through the shield first. And once the shield's depleted, then it would start attacking your hull. And as your ship gets more experienced, the better defense that ship has. So we'll leave those to build. Oh, by the way, this is your Titan. And once you've got through all of here, right, there's a couple of other things you need to do. So that's what we'll come to later on in the game. So now we've got this highlighted here is because my research station's just been built. Because I've already got a research station, I've already clicked on it, paid for it. If you listen to what they're saying in the background, we're under attack, and we'll come to that in a minute. And we'll click on that. Right, as you can see, I've got a Coil flagship there, and we've got two there, and we'll bring him back before he gets killed, back to here. Right, because that's already been developed, we need to send that flagship back to there to kill these. And now we've got this one over here, which has got the Mars Dreadnought taking him out. It can run away with you if, when I say run away with you, get overcomplicated. But if you follow the basics and play it and time again, the better you'll get. But it's practice, practice, practice. It is an easy game to play, but you just need to follow some sort of tactics like I'm trying to show you here. So, right, where were we? Money and metals building up, and crystals building up nicely. So back to research. That's my mouse, I'm afraid. So now we can start developing our whole. This here is repair platform. Very handy to get early game. That allow your ships to get repaired quicker. That was to be expected, to lose that planet rarely, but they managed to save the colonization ship, which is good. So now we set that flagship back over there to knock these two out, which will be no problems for that. But in the early game, you're not going to face a great, huge threat. Threat. So what we've learnt so far, we know how to start building up our resources, how to start building up more ships in the basic game. Yeah, we already know that. So, bit more. This is your military research because it's highlighted red here. If you go back down here, it'll highlight it in red again. And now we want to start building up our income, right? Because we've used up quite a lot of income, these become grayed out, so you can't use them. And always I tend to go is for the metal. Then I go for the crystal, and I'll start grading up everything else. The more refiners you get, the more you can progress quicker. So, but the only thing to take in consideration, you can only build so many refineries on each planet because there is a limitation to the amount of logistic slots you can build. Hence, this is why you need to colonize other planets. Right, this is that one there is your logistic slots, and then you go to here, your logistic structures, and then once we've got enough income, we can progress and buy some more research stations or research labs. Just got to wait for the money to build up a little bit there. Nearly there. There we go. Build up the military, but because we've got two civilian already, and this is our second military, but next build will be a civilian infrastructure to increase our revenue coming in. That is the number one priority, increasing our revenue. Then remember these two ships, this flagship was taking it out. Now we can send this colonization ship back up there. That ship will automatically heal itself because over here we've already got this highlighted, and there we go. This is the second one. The more you spend on your research, it becomes very valuable later on in the game. So the quicker you get this done, the better it is for you. And again, we've got to wait for the money to catch up. This is why it's so important to build up resources early in the game, because you will need to put a lot of research in to get your ships and your structures defensible and to use your ships as a good attack process. So we're still in the early stages of the game. We haven't really progressed out of our own little solar system really. It's going to take a bit more to get to that point, and that's where we start developing hyper jumps. Now, this ship here, because there's nothing there, we've sent our colonization ship. That will colonize that. This has already been colonized, but we can still develop this here. That went by mistake. So now we're looking at some more revenue because we've just put up another research lab on the civilian side. So if we go back up to the research here, because we haven't got enough money, and see this flash here, right? These two are highlighting. So because they are, you know, basically we're probably beating him, these are liking us. So if you click on that one, it's a massive 5.63, so they hate us. And this one is 11, they even hate us still. So I never make packs with them. I always obliterate them if I can. Right, we really need to increase our crystal revenue, so hence that's why I did that, and we're just waiting for a little bit more so we can get some more crystals. As I said, we can still buy them, but because I don't have a lot of funds there's no point in actually doing that, because then won't have enough money to buy crystals or build structures. It's very much a balancing economic game and trying to get everything right early stages so you can actually kick ass later on in the game. At the moment, we've only got two battleships, and we really need to start thinking about increasing our fleet logistics. This is this button here. So, as you basically increase your amount of ships, basic provision, if you look at that, it brings it up another 250. So what's happening there is you got an increase of 150, which is very handy, but you get taxed upkeep 9%. So you've got to be very careful not to just click your way through here because it will slow your progress down to a crawl because it's using all your revenue up to fund the fleet. You do this at the last resort. In other words, you build this up once you've got enough officers allocated. So always go for an officer, and when I can increase, I will keep going up here because this doesn't penalise you as a resource as this one does. If you're not sure what I'm saying, this will slow your progress down, whereas this won't. This will increase your ship capacity in respect of your battleship because these need officers. Diplomacy, I never use diplomacy. I always use civilian. Right, now we've got enough money again. We'll go on the money. Sorry, I call it money, but it's, metal. Right, defense, we've already built that. And hangar defense, when we can get it, will be a very good addition to our defense. And now we'll come off of that. And my mouse got a habit of double clicking. So now, if we go to military, we want to build some of these. These are basically hangar defense where they launch fighters and bombers to defeat the enemy ships. Excuse the creaking, it's my chair. So we're doing all right. It's still early game. Right, now we can afford. So you start building your defences up in your home world. Because I've got it set up as auto placement, which is this one here, you can place your own structures to where you want. So you just click that and you place it. I've just enabled it again. So basically it will do it. Right, we have this dreadnought and we really need to start expanding. So do forgive me, I've got doggies, and as I said, they tend to bark a little bit. I hope you're not getting too much noise. So what we'll do, we'll finish up shortly after we colonize this one and this one here. We've got this planet. We need to increase its, or income. So done that. It's already been colonized with the ship, so we don't need to worry about that. We will take this flagship and put it in this one here. Right, so far so good. As you can see, that Mars Dreadnought is facing 2, 4, 6, 7. The ones I'd take out is this one first, probably. So what we do, we go to the scroll in, go to the planet, click on the Mars Dreadnought, and find him. No, not where's he gone? Is that him? No, that's the one. Right. These are basically Javelin long-range missile batteries. They keep firing long-range missiles. If you go closely, you'll see what it does. See the little missiles firing off? Go a bit closer, you can see them firing the missiles off. Good idea to take these out. They're a pain in the backside. This Mars Dreadnought won't have any problems with actually doing that. Right, over here, this one here represents your hangar with your fighters and bombers. Buy one of each. Each time you upgrade, you get another pair. Now, I tend to buy equal amounts. It very much depends on what your opponents will be doing. So a level playing field is buy one of each, or an equal plane. Oh look what we got here. Now that has got 2, 7. We should be able to knock that out pretty easy, but we'll see in a minute. Really, we could do with building another ship, so we've got the resources to knock him out. As you can see, we've got 6 there, and we're knocking them out quite nicely. They're coming down. How's our ship health? Yeah, that's okay. Right. So we need to think about building another one because we increased our fleet logistics, which is here. We was able to build another ship. So going back to here, that little gold figure there means we haven't got sufficient metal, and up here is metal. It will take 3,000 to get it, and we're just under 200 now, so we shouldn't be very long before we get one of these. And I still think we should go for one of these, but I'm very tempted to buy one of these courier ships. So we'll go for one of those. Now that little represents that little green what's name, little button, represents we're up to our maximum in logistics. We can't build any more because we haven't got any officers. That is represented over here rarely, and each battleship takes 50, so we've only got 18, so we can't build another one until we increase our fleet size in the points side of things. Right, I'll get these two done and then we'll call it a day, and we will basically get a few more resources coming in. That's nearly done. Right, here we've got a little enemy. Because we built a um, hangar on here, that will be protected, but we want to build a hangar on here, which is this one. So we build that, then we select over here, and we click one of each. That will get built, and that will defend that. Right, now I suggest we take this one over here. Remember that one there? That's clear ship. Because this is a brand new ship, click on there and build your gus rail. Always build offensive weapons before you build defensive weapons, because you want to kill them first before you end up what's the name. That's just my tactic. So that will take that out. This one's nearly done. So over here, that's only got 20%. That other ship, I presume, has run away, which I believe it has. Right. So, sorry, the next stage is to build another colonisation ship, which is that. Right, that will build, and we'll take him down here to colonise this. We need ice, if you see it in red, need Arctic exploration. Go back to your research and click on civilian, and then it will come up over here. Arctic exploration. Click on that, and then you'll be able to colonise that in a very short space of time. That gives us 4 crystal mines. Perfect. That'll boost our crystal capacity, generating a lot more revenue. It will allow us to build things quicker and move the game on quite dramatically. So as you can see now, what we've got is basically the beginning of some sort of structure in respect of defence, ships being built, resources being managed, and so on. It does get a bit more complicated, but if you follow the same principle, you won't go far wrong, because once you've got your resources coming in, that will allow you to build more and better ships. Right, this is the Koya battleship. That's got 100 of each, that's good. Right, I think we'll go back to the capital, our capital, and build another one of those, and build another bomber, another fighter. If you go back in, you'll see really could do with doing some defense on here. So what I'm going to do is bring this Mars Dreadnought back here, and because it's been doing some pretty good job, it's got promoted. So we'll go to incendiary shells. Right, this one here we'll take back in there, so that will eventually take this one out. If this planet can hold on long enough, what is its allegiance? It's 100% allegiance. If you look at it says under the terrain planet capital, this is allegiance 100%. So we're not too worried there. So yeah, we're doing all right. All right. I went on military, but we will need to build another civilian to just increase our income. Military starts to take preference over civilian now because you want to make sure you're building up your military fleet, but you also want to knock out the enemy that keeps coming to attack you. As I say, it's a fine balancing act of developing your fleet and building up your fine resources. So it's definitely a balancing act. See what I've just done there, I've built a hangar and I've built one fighter, one bomber. I'm not too worried about this at the moment. That's just going to carry on doing that. Excuse me. That's coming down quite quickly because we got two battleships. Sorry, one battleship and one dreadnought. The orange and yellow is the shields, and the 100% is the hull. So the shields will always go down first, and then once the shields are depleted, they will start knocking on the hull. And the more experience a ship gets, the stronger it becomes. That is what's happening there. So this here is going to go back there and defend this planet because we ain't getting very far with that one at the moment. Pardon me. Right, we need to increase our fleet logistics. Fleet logistics is here. We've already increased it. Oh, excuse me, got hiccups. We need to increase the supply so we can build more ships. Once we can build more ships, we increase the officer training. That will allow us to build more battleships. My tactics in this game is to build your heavy hitting ships first, and then they will gain experience when you can build your frigates and your little craft later. So our income is about 1800, and we still need to build up officer training. So we'll go back to logistics, and this should 225, still a little bit away from that. We could buy it, but I'm quite actually tempted to wait. This will increase two ships to three ships, and then from three ships to four ships, and then four to six, six to eight, eight to 10, 10 to 13, and 13 to 16. I always thought this could be a little bit higher, but it does the job. So we're now at 225, and we'll click that in a second. As I say, you have to excuse my doggy's barking. Right, I think we're almost there in this video about how to start the basics of the game and what does what, how to do this and how to do that. The only thing we haven't done is captured these two planets. I really want to do that, but I've got to be careful of the time of this video. And again, sorry about the doggies barking in the background. There's not a lot I can do about that. There is someone down there, a wife and daughter, to deal with them. They're not on their own. Right, we've managed to quell that problem there because I've actually built a fighter or a hangar to launch fighters and bombers to defend it. So we'll take this battleship, put him over there, and we'll take these two, put them over there, and then we'll take this, that colonisation. Hopefully there's nothing in here to cause us a problem. Yeah, so I think we'll cancel that stop him from moving. Just check on he's not going to go disappearing across there. Might be able to catch him in time, bring him back up. Yep. Caught him in time, brought him back. So we're all right there. Right. There's a case over here of cat and mouse, so we need to bring him back and basically build up this planet, because this looks like it's going to be quite a contended hotspot. So what I've just done there was increased our logistics for the military tactical structures, so I can build some more of these. Building these hangars will increase the planet's defensive capabilities, so in other words stopping your enemy coming over and attacking you. Right, there's nothing there now, so we can bring a colonisation ship over here. What I'm very tempted to do is send these two here over to here, which I've just did. And ideally we need to build some more ships, because as I said, we're getting pestered over here. So I'm going to stabilize this first and this one first before we can go on and leave this game, because I want you to see how I deal with things and you can follow me in the game. And if you find that you're struggling or you're not sure about this game, let me know in the comments below and I'll do my best to help you. Because that's the whole parcel of the game. If you're not sure what to do, what the best tactics are, then speak to someone like me that's played the game hundreds and hundreds of hours and clocked up a lot of experience. Like anyone playing this game, you've got to get the hours in to be able to gain the experience to know what you're doing, how to do it. So, see, that's built me a new colony because my two ships are in there. And now they're leaving there, and my colony ship's still there. And I need to build this planet up. Click on, well, let's show you again. Click on develop planet, then click on civilian infrastructures, and then click on there to build up your crystals. Right, click on civilian. Right, because he's sneakily popped in there, and we'll take those back. It's always better to err on the safe side than overcommit. So I'm bringing those back so I can take that out because I'm still developing this planet. At the bottom here shows you what's actually in there. In other words, defensive and your ships and your crystal developments and stuff like that. So over here we've got 5 ships attacking us, and our flagship is, what I'm going to do, I'm going to move that colony ship back to here, and then I need to build up another one of these. We're a little way off from this, so that might be able to come in another one, another video. I think I'm trying to overcommit myself here. Because I built 2 hangars, these bombers and fighter craft taking out that, which has done the job, and he's gone back over here. And to be honest with you, if I go back here and build up that, because there's not enough resources, I can't build it. But I've already got 1 fighter and 1 bomber, so hopefully that'll take that out, which is possible. It's pretty reasonably beaten up. We're doing all right over here. That's not in any worry or concern at the moment. 100% hull, 53 shield. That's okay, it's not a problem at all. So, down here tells you the planet and what ships are in there. Hangar, construction frigate, and he's oh, he's gone. That's good. He's just disappeared. So he just knocked him out, which is great. These dreadnoughts are pretty hard hitting actually, and the more you have dreadnoughts and that, the more experience they get and battleships get, the harder hitting they are. That's still okay. Ideally, we could build another one of those, which we've just done. That will add to the defense of the planet, which will reduce your um, enemy chances of hitting you because your fighters and bombers will take them out quicker. Yep, it might be running out. We ain't gonna do any good. So, yep, sure is. Right, I've achieved my goals, and that was to colonise this one and colonise that one. I'm happy with that. Now I've just got to stabilise these planets, increase that, reduce our tax, um, and increase our income. And then that one there, and that one there. Right, we need to think about building up resources again. And go for one of the militaries, because last time we clicked on the civilian, and we'll increase another of those. 3 should be your bare minimum of your hangars. Don't forget to build up your hangars on your home world. And now you're starting to sort of get there now. 3 of each will do. And then once you start building up your resources, then it's easier to defend. Because it's probably only a small planet, I ain't got many resources, so that's why it's taken a lot of time. Right, let's have a look at our research. Civilian, right, we need to build up our metal income. And this here reduces the cost of your mining rigs, in other words your mining structures. So we could do with upgrading that to fully, so it needs to be 500, which we've got it. So that will reduce spending, I think it's 250, will bring it down to 100 for each unit, which will save us money, so we'll have more money left over in the end. Right. What I want to do, I want to build hangars on this one. So I've got a better defense. I've got 3 on there, and I've got none on there. So I just need to build these up. It reduces your strain on your battleships being in the places to defend your planets. That way, your battleships and dreadnoughts are free to start beating up other ships and planets and basically be able to conquer the game. So I think all we're left now to do is increase our hangar size here and then we can end this first session on actually more in depth on playing the start of Sins of the Solar Empire, which I'm happy with because we've got quite well into the game at the beginning. Any questions, please leave them below and I'll do my best to answer them. You can turn off the sound if you want to, or always leave it in the background, which will help. We need to increase our logistics on the planet, which is that one, which is for military side of things, tactical slots, and that will allow us, oops, my mouse is a bit sensitive, I'm afraid. Oops, don't want to do that. We want to increase this. So 700, we're nearly there, up here. Right, that allows us to build another two, one of each. Oops. Right. So we need 700 and we're at 4-3 and it ain't going to be long before we can get that one. So what we're doing here is build up a defense wall against the enemy attacking. It's not going to stop them, it will slow them down. It'll give you time to get your ships back to be able to knock them out. And in doing so, it'll give you more time to build up your resources so you can increase your fleet size. So now we've done 3. That's good. So what I'll do on this one, save this game, save, and we'll save it at number 2 because the other game earlier was on that one. So we'll save that, accept, write in it, and then we'll click on quit, and then we'll quit the game, and then I'll upload this to YouTube, and then you will be able to watch this and learn some basic skills of gameplay in Sins of the Solar Empire and what my tactics are to help you win the game. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, and that will allow other people like yourself to actually watch the videos and enjoy games and to be able to win at this type of game. So last thing I'll ask, if you would please subscribe, and it'd be very helpful if you did that, and then click the little bell icon and then click all. Very much appreciated, and thank you for watching my video. So take care. Bye for now.